Happy morning, children. It's 11th standard, 10th chapter, secondary growth. This chapter consists of two topics, 10.1 and 10.2. Of this, the revised syllabus, you don't have this 10.2. Secondary growth in dicot root is removed. It is taken away. So, you got only secondary growth in dicot stem as your portion. So, let's see some of the important questions. The first one will be, what is secondary growth? Okay, it is the increase in girth. Increase in girth is called the secondary growth or growth in girth. And second is, you got two growths. One is primary growth and the second one is secondary growth. What is primary growth? The expansion in length and width of the root and stem is called the primary growth. Secondary growth talks about increase in thickness of the stem. Okay, expansion in length and width, that is primary growth, and increase in the thickness, it's in the stem, is called the secondary growth. So you got two types of growth, which is called longitudinal and latitudinal. Then comes the meristem, which is involved in the secondary growth. Lateral meristem is responsible. Okay, so you may get it as a 1 mark question. Lateral meristem is responsible for secondary growth. This lateral meristem produces two types of cambium. One is vascular cambium, cork cambium. Now coming to the another definitions, that is intrafascicular or fascicular cambium, interfascicular cambium. Two types of cambiums are there. Okay, usually cambium, see, this is a vascular bundle having phloem and xylem. This is phloem on the top and xylem below. The tissue between the phloem and xylem is called the cambium. Okay, this is cambium. You can watch the lesson link for the explanations I have given. Now, what is this intrafascicular and interfascicular? It is given in the tabular form. This is a very important answer. Make note of it and learn it. And another question is fascicular cambial ring. This cambium joins with the other vascular bundle and it forms a ring. You can find here, these are the vascular bundles, and everywhere you got the vascular cambium. Now, here all these have joined together and form a ring, which we call it as the vascular cambial ring. Okay, the cambium inside the vascular bundle is called fascicular cambium. Cambium between the vascular bundle is called the interfascicular cambium. So, these are the definitions which you will have to learn. And then coming to the next topic is about secondary xylem. What is secondary xylem? It is also known as a wood. It is known as wood. The next, xylotom. What is xylotom? Study of the wood by preparing section, microscope section is called the xylotomy. And there are two types of wood you can find in the tabular column: porous wood or hardwood, non-porous wood or softwood. So learn this tabular column. Then coming to next topic, annual ring. You got a very important answer. How is annual ring formed? You have two types of wood: early wood or spring wood. The other one is autumn wood or the late wood. For that you can have a tabular column. If you learn this tabular column, that will help you to write the answer. So learn this tabular column. Now coming to what is an annual ring. Annual ring denotes the combination of early wood and late wood, and the ring become evident to our eye, which is called the annual ring. Okay, it is a combination of early wood and the late wood. For early wood and late wood, the notes are here. And this ring is also known as the growth ring. Okay, this is a definition. Another one, apart from that, you got another ring which is called pseudo or false annual ring. It is a growth ring developed every year due to adverse natural calamities. When there is something adversely taking place like drought, frost, defoliation, flood, mechanical injuries, all these things results in the false annual ring. And the next definition is the determination of the age of a tree by counting the annual ring is called the dendrochronology. It is also an important question here. And how to calculate the age, you have to learn this box. Though it is not given in the lesson, but it is in an additional box. So this you may get it as your answer. And dermatoclimatology. What is it? Dermatoclimatology, it is a branch concerning with constructing records of past climate and climatic event by calculating the growth ring. Okay, by calculating the growth ring, the climates of the past are studied. So dermatochronology, dendrochronology, dendroclimatology, both the things you have to learn. Then next, coming to this do you know box, it's about the very old tree are given, and this is about the porous wood which is having more of vessels given. And then you got another tabular column, porous, diffuse porous wood and ring porous wood. Then this definition is an important one. Okay, xylem vessel is blocked by many balloon-like ingrowth, which is called the thylosis. Balloon-like, you can see the balloon-like. Okay, thylosis. Make note of it. Then this is thylazoid. What is thylazoid? Okay, in sieve cells, if the block taking place in sieve tube cells, it is called thylakoids. Okay, thylazoids. And learn that also. Then you got the sapwood and hardwood. It is summarized in a tabular column here. So you can learn the difference between sapwood and the hardwood. Then coming to the secondary phloem. Secondary phloem is divided into peridum, phylum and phyllogen. Okay, peridum, phylum and phyllogen is given there. So what is phylloids? Cork-like cells which lack suberin in their wall is called the phyllogen. And this is comprised with the tabular column like cork and cortex, phylum and the secondary phylum. You just learn this tabular column, and these definitions are important. Rectidome, polyderm. Okay, learn these definitions. And then you got the difference between vascular cambium and cork cambium. Learn that. Then coming to the very important, what is the bark? The outside of the vascular cambium of the stem is called the bark, which is divided into these three layers. Okay, and the barks are of two types. One is ring bark, the other one is scale bark. The ring box forms a complete cylinder around the stem, and the scale box overlapping scale-like layer. Then another important question is lenticles. What is lenticles? It's an opening or pore on the epidermis or bark of the stem and root. Okay, on the bark of the stem, if an opening is found, it is called the lenticles. And this openings, this is the opening and this is lenticle. This lenticle is filled by a tissues called the connective tissues, complementary tissues. Okay, a mass of loosely arranged thin-walled parenchyma cells are formed. It is called complementary tissues or filling tissues. Okay, so this is another definition. What does this lenticle do? It helps in the lenticular transpiration. Children, with this lesson is over. So I have discussed umpty number of questions from inside the book. So learn those books and also learn these 1 mark questions, and also the 2 mark questions also you learn them. We have already discussed that in our class teaching, and learn all these answers along with the book inside questions also.